Hello, Food FAQers. Today is the 10th of November, which means it's after our 2024 elections.
How do you feel, Mariella?
I feel a lot of things. First of
Hmm.
all, I feel conspiratorial.
Same.
Then I feel sad and scared and also hopeful because no one can really bring me down, or us, I think.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh, and pissed as fuck. Like, I think number one is pissed as fuck.
It's been a tough week, Marty.
It hasn't even been a week, Eric. I just want you to know
Holy
that.
shit. It was it was like the longest, shortest week of my life.
It's been, I think, 4 days, maybe 5 days since the election.
Yeah.
And we've decided that, I mean, I think we're pretty transparent as to who we are.
Yeah.
But, obviously you're a very homosexual man
I am as homosexual as you are Puerto Rican. Exactly.
and Cuban
And
and
Cuban.
born in this country, just, as an asterisk. And yeah, we're not excited about all this. And I don't know what to say about it except that we're going to, moving forward, continue to be ourselves, continue to laugh, but also point out how fucking ridiculous all of this shit is.
And how I think the rest of the world is like, what the fuck did you people just do?
What was it mean?
No, it definitely was not me either. I think, you and I spoke the other day, and yeah, we're always transparent on who we are and whatnot. And so
Oh, and this idea I had, right? And I texted you twice because for some fucking reason you're not getting my text messages. Maybe it's Starlink. I don't know.
it's something. I agree.
But, moving forward, I think that some people who voted the other way think that the economy is going to get better, but some people who actually study economics know that it's going to get worse,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Unless they inject funny money and then we're going to be dealing with this shit in the next fucking 4 years, which is probably what also could happen, but we'll see. But in the spirit of resilience, we need to learn how to do things for ourselves even more so than the pandemic taught us.
Right.
And that means cooking at your house and learning to make some shit like rustic shit like bread and how to make maybe meals without so much meat, how to utilize the pantry more, how to make things cheaper for yourself because it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. This was a this election's not a good thing for our country,
And for your
and it's
money.
not a good thing for the global community.
Unless you make more than whatever, what is it, $200,000?
400,000, I think it was.
400. Don't, listen, I'm not a fucking political analyst, so I don't know the dates. I mean, all the correct things, but I know that I don't fit into that category. And a lot of people do. And mazel, right? I'm so happy for
Right.
you. But if you're like us and you need to kind of make do with where you're at, this is a good spot for you to be at because we're
Yes.
always teaching you. It's always been our goal to teach you how to kind of do things for yourself and have a good life. But I think now it's more important than ever for you to know how to do these things and
Yes.
stretch your money and still be a bougie bitch because we're not going to be less bougie
No.
because we have to save money.
No. And
Mm,
I'm just gonna say it, Mariella.
yeah.
But, I just want to make it very clear on our podcast
Hmm.
that obviously LGBTQ rights are human rights
Of course.
and women's rights and women's health care and reproductive rights, and women own their own body.
Yeah. And you know that
So,
abortions don't just happen because you're a dumb bitch and you don't know how to take care of yourself? Did you know that?
oh, I just learned it. Thanks.
Yeah. I had to have one because I had a miscarriage that was bleeding me out. And
Yep.
if I hadn't had one, I wouldn't maybe not be a mom to my oldest child and maybe not have had the second. Well, definitely would have had the second, right?
Right.
So that's
So I just wanted to make
important.
that very clear on this
Amen.
podcast, where we stand with LGBT and where we stand with women's rights.
Yeah.
So,
And even though we're Latino, we
right.
understand that.
So everybody's welcome to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Just know where we firmly stand on this.
100%. And in the spirit of Americana, because, there's nothing as American as apple pie or apple flavored desserts.
Apple anything.
Appalachia.
Have you ever done apple picking?
No, man, and I really want to go, but I haven't ever made it in the right season over there to do it.
It's fun.
I'm sure. And I really like an apple because, first of all, even though apples have gotten kind of expensive, right? You can buy a shitty bag of apples like Macintosh or fucking Red, whatever. What are the ones called?
Red Delicious.
Red Delicious. They're not great. But you can buy a bag of those now and they cost like almost $4, which is cheap in Apple land because some of these are costing $8 or $9, like the good
Yeah.
ones. But you can buy a bag of apples and spend a little bit more money, but they will sit in your fridge for like a month and they won't go bad. Apples are resilient.
Yeah. It's like a potato
It's like a
or an
potato. It's
onion.
it's like a potato. Actually, it's a sweet
Yeah.
potato, I feel.
Yeah, well, sweet potatoes are their own
I
thing,
know, but you know what I
but
mean. It is a, I don't know what the word is.
I only know what you mean because I've known you for so long. But yes, for people that don't speak Mariella,
It's a dessert
what you're
potato.
talking about. It's a dessert potato. Again, all right, we'll talk about that another time offline. But
Okay, but you know what I mean. It's something. It's a fruit potato. How about that?
what the, Maddie, it's an apple.
Fuck
Okay,
yeah.
it's its own category.
Okay, so apples are good because they are a cost-effective fruit that you can have on hand that lasts a long time. And sometimes things can be a little more expensive on the front end, but last you longer. Like when you buy strawberries, if you don't eat them in 3 days,
Let me tell you something about strawberries.
tell me.
I hate store-bought strawberries.
Okay.
They're just like, okay, so you go to the grocery store and you find these big, beautiful strawberries, and you're like, delicious. I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna eat them. And then they taste like nothing.
Oh, you know why? I learned this on TikTok. If you buy a strawberry, a pack of strawberries, don't buy the big ones. They don't taste good. You have to buy some that are not much bigger than the big part of your thumb, and then those will be sweeter. And it's true. I have been experimenting with this. And when you buy the smaller ones, they're definitely sweeter into the season, even.
Listen, I did not survive this long to be in 2024 where chemicals can make the strawberry the size of my fist for it not to be delicious.
I
Okay.
know, but I know it's counterintuitive, but it's not. They're not
You
sweeter.
have to buy strawberries from like farmers markets and things like that.
I
There's a
know, Peter,
huge,
but they
there's a
cost
huge,
like $9 a bushel.
okay, I mean, you're not wrong, but I'm just saying, if you want a real strawberry, go do something like that.
Buy the small ones. That's your tip. And also look at them if they're furry or fuzzy, because I don't know how many fucking strawberries I look at the market that have fuzz on them. I'm like, who buys this shit, Eric?
Um, yeah,
They're
I
already
do
moldy.
have strawberries in grocery stores, just saying.
I do. I buy them because my kids really like them. And you know what I have been doing to kind of extend their shelf life? I'll take them out and I'll put them in a vinegar water solution.
Hmm.
And I'll cut the tops off and rinse them off, and then I'll put them in a container lined with a paper towel, and they do last maybe 5 days, 6 days. That does help.
Okay.
I don't know why we're talking about this. Oh,
Do you chill
longevity of
do you
fruit.
chill your fruit?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so I really feel in my heart that that's a thing that people do that grow up in hot environments because so many people, like all the places I've lived around the country, when it's a cold climate, people do not chill their fruit. They're
Everybody chills your
like,
strawberries, Eric. Stop. Get your head out of your ass. You think just because you live up north or somewhere, because you don't
Marty,
really even live up north, okay?
nobody chills. Okay, I lived in Boston at one point and lived in New York and
And
Jersey.
everybody has strawberries on their windowsill. Come on, give me a fucking break.
No, well, strawberries, I think they leave in the fridge. People leave the fruit on the counter. They eat fruit at room temperature. Like
Yeah,
I
but
am
I
the
don't
only
have
person
counter
I know though
space.
that puts their fruit. Right, but I'm the only person I know that I think puts their fruit in the refrigerator. Like because I put everything in the refrigerator. And like all my fruit, because I like my fruit to be really cold.
This is a fucking tangent. Wow.
But no, Ryan just said right now that he eats oranges room temperature because he does. Because when we buy oranges, I put half in the refrigerator so I can eat it cold and then half on the counter so he can have it at room
But they
temperature.
taste better cold. Oranges?
Every fruit tastes better cold.
I agree.
But I'm telling you, people don't put fruit like they don't really chill fruit here. And and I live in the mid-Atlantic, so it's a fuck of a lot further north than South Florida. I'm
Food
telling you.
epicures, can you chime in and let me know where the fuck you put your fruit? Because I do it because I
Okay,
don't
but
have the
also
counter
say like where you're
space.
from, if you're from a hot environment or a cold
I
environment.
mean, obviously, right? They're smart, I think. They listen to us. They're not stupid.
That's right.
Or at least as stupid as we are, which is great.
Not a very high bar there, but
Whatever. Okay, so we're talking about all this because we made like an apple cake situation that is like an easy shortcut for you to use your apples in a box cake mix in a way that's pretty that maybe you can have a presentation for the holidays. Now, we're going to start with this cake mix because I love to doctor mine up.
me
This
too.
time, when it comes to vanilla cake, I like to add sour cream into it, and that's what I did with this one. I
Mm,
added a cup of sour cream, four eggs, a half a cup of oil, which is kind of a lot, but I don't know. I was fucking around to find out. And a big fat glug of vanilla. Yeah, so I mix all those things together in a bowl with the cake mix. And I generally try to buy them when they're BOGO because I always have cake mix in my pantry. I feel
Hmm.
like it's such a good thing to always have. But I don't like to pay full price for it. The one from Aldi is good too, which I've tried and it's very inexpensive. It works.
I think when you doctor up a cake mix, it doesn't really matter where you buy the cake mix.
Yeah,
Like
I'm gonna say that's true.
you're gonna doctor it up. I
Oh,
did sour
I-
cream in mine though.
no, I also added half a pack of Jello pudding because Jello pudding and cake mix are
I swear to
BFF.
God, why are you veering so fucking far off? You didn't tell me any of this bullshit when we were making this thing.
We have literally made countless episodes about doctoring up
Okay,
cake
but you
mix
know
and they
what?
all
You know
include
it's
it.
supposed to be like in sync here, but that's fine. I hope
No,
you
I
enjoy
like the
it.
fact that you make things a certain way and I make things a certain way and then we kind of talk about our techniques because neither of them are wrong. Well, I mean, you're always wrong, but
No, you're on a podcast saying that I was correct about something. So
you're like this proof. Anyway, so that's what I did. And then how did you make yours?
I made it pretty simple. I mean, I made it on a work night. So I just did the boxed cake mix. I think I did one extra egg and
Mm,
I did melted butter instead of oil.
nice.
And
I think that's a waste of butter. My personal feeling is.
so I don't know if it's a waste of butter or not, but I feel better about myself by using butter instead of oil. And it could be just something in my head,
Yeah.
you know. I just feel like when you see recipes with like a half a cup of oil, I'd rather do a half a cup of butter.
Hmm,
I don't know why. It's just something
interesting.
maybe just in my head that I feel is just better for me than using a half a cup of vegetable oil. So I don't know. But
Do it.
I use half a cup of butter. And then of course I just use vanilla extract in there as well. Just because it just pumps it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
So yes. So the star of this is the apple, right? So we
right.
tried it in different ways. I tried mine, which I saw some recipe where they grate apple to make apple pies, which I thought was kind of genius.
Hmm.
So I grated some apples with just a regular grater on the big side.
Right.
And I took that and I put it at the bottom of my cupcake pan. And then I added a few little cubes of butter, which maybe you don't need to do, but I like to add butter where I can taste it, kind of. That's so I did that. And
Hmm.
I also put a splash of a little bit of whiskey that I had because I had whiskey, but you should probably use a bourbon or something like some brown liquor.
Hmm.
And and I also added a sprinkle of brown sugar. And then I just put the cake mix on top of that. I also sliced some apples and I added the brown sugar and the butter. And some of them had the taste of alcohol in them, some of them didn't. And I kind of tried them all different ways to see how they would bake up.
I did a little different.
Tell me.
So I slice my apples really thin. Like I slice them into like, I slice into slices and then I cut those slices in half. And then I put them in a bowl and I did one apple for the entire thing. I actually did not use the whole cake mix. And I did one apple for the entire thing. And because it could have honestly, it could have made like two batches because I put them in muffin tins. So it could have honestly made two batches. And what I did is I put the sliced apple in a bowl and I put about a cup of brown sugar. And then I went ahead and I used some bourbon in it and some vanilla and I mixed it all together.
How much alcohol did you add to it or bourbon?
It was not a lot. It was probably maybe like 3 tablespoons.
Okay, cool.
So it was not a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, like a little bit for the apple, a little bit for daddy, a little bit for the apple,
Are
So
you daddy?
I sure am. So and for those who know, they know.
Oh
So
shit.
it was because I wanted the taste of the bourbon, but I didn't want something overwhelming. I didn't want it to overwhelm the recipe.
Right.
And so I did that, and then I put that. And what's really kind of cool is when you put the apples and the bourbon and the brown sugar and the vanilla, it kind of turns into this like really great slurry.
It does.
And so I put that in the bottom of each of the muffins, the muffin tin, and then I poured the batter on top of it.
Did you
And
butter your tin? Because I did. I think that helps.
I use Pam.
Okay.
I just spray Pam all around it. And yeah, no, that definitely helps because this is going to become kind of sticky at the bottom. So it definitely helps. And that's it. Now, I will say I don't know if I would do it next time the same way because because the brown sugar got really moist, it kind of soaked up into the cupcake,
Hmm.
which is okay. It still gave a really good flavor. but I think I was looking for something a little bit more syrupy. Like I was looking for something that was a little bit, you know what I was thinking? I wanted something like a little more gooier, like a cinnamon roll type thing on the bottom. And but I think because it was almost in liquid form, it just went into the cupcake itself. It gave great flavor. You tasted the bourbon, but it was like a back note. So it was really, really nice. So I enjoyed it. I think if I were to do this next time, I would make the apples chunkier because
Hmm.
the apples themselves also kind of, dissipated a bit because I cut it pretty thin. And I think I would make the apples chunkier because I did want like that apple bite and I would peel the apple next time.
Yeah, I think peeling the apple is good. I grated mine and I enjoyed that aspect of it that they weren't because I sliced and grated, so I tried both.
Hmm.
And I enjoyed that the peeled apple, it didn't have that element to it, the peel. I mean, the
Right.
grated apple didn't have the element of the peel, which I enjoyed. I also think another note when you're filling your cupcake tins, fill them less than you would if you're
Yes.
making
Hmm.
cupcakes because the dome is gonna be, because you're gonna flip these. They're like upside down cakes, I guess
Right.
I should say. They're apple upside down cakes. So you're gonna flip it. So don't fill your tin as much as you would if you're making regular cupcakes, because I think kind of the smaller the better.
Right.
You know what might be good for this, Keter? If you mix everything together, because I put my mixture directly into the tin and then I put the batter on top. But if you're gonna do the mixture like you did, maybe add a couple tablespoons of flour, like you're making apple pie.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
Because,
true. That's true.
right? Then that way it will keep things a little bit more structured for the
Hmm.
apple. And I think that's a great fix that we could try as well. This is a good idea if you're somebody who wants to make a dessert, but also doesn't know how to make dessert.
Yes.
So that's why we're offering this to you because even if you you don't want to go on such a complicated mission and put flour and make it like into this whole concoction, whatever, you just want to put fruit into a tin and put batter on top of it, you can, and it'll still be cute and impressive. And once you flip it over and you put them on your serving dish, you can just sprinkle a little bit of powdered sugar on top, a little
Hmm.
cinnamon, and it would be really pretty.
What? Or a
And it
scoop
would
of,
taste good. What?
I said, or a scoop of ice cream.
I love that idea because you could definitely serve these warm because I
Oh,
tried
yeah,
them warm
absolutely.
and they're so yummy. And then, yeah, like, I don't know, it's kind of like a no fuss, but I made it anyway type of dessert.
And what I think is interesting about this, or not interesting, but fun about it, we use apples just because we're in the fall spirit and we are, it was the recipe, but you can use any fruit you really want.
Like what?
I mean, I would stay away from maybe like berries and stuff like that. But if you can use apples, you can use pears, you can use really, and I guess more like harder type fruit. If it was peach season, you could use peaches. So I think it's kind of it's also maybe a decent way if you have fruit that's unripened, that's a little bit hard that you want to
Hmm.
use, you can do that too. So, it's something you can experiment with. And I think you're right, Marty. It's a really good baked item for the new baker.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially on this season, I think everybody wants to feel a little bit like Martha Stewart, which I'm dying to watch her documentary. Holy
I
shit.
watched it.
Tell me everything.
Oh my God, it was fantastic. Listen, I'm gonna put it out there. I have always, I have always loved Martha Stewart.
Same.
Okay. I have always it's really incredible. Like, oh, you guys have to watch it. I mean, like, it actually really showcases how her entire empire, because she signed with Kmart really early on, and a
Hmm.
lot of higher end brands did not want her because she signed with Kmart. But her entire focus was to make sure that anybody with any budget can afford to even have a piece of something in their home look nice and feel good. And that was, so people really demonize her. And yeah, she did some pretty shitty things, but people demonize her. But she really actually, that was her whole goal, is
She's the
that
first influencer.
she is the first influencer. She is fabulous. I mean, I adore her.
She's a
And
bad bitch, is what she
she
is.
absolutely is. And she is phenomenal. She is a self-made billionaire and she did amazing. She did amazing things. So when you get a chance, watch it. It's good. It is really good.
I'm gonna do it tonight because I feel like I need to get off of like this. The news cycle is fucking driving me nuts. So I think I'm gonna watch it tonight, and I it's on Netflix if you want to watch it, you guys, and watch it with me while you eat your fucking apple cake.
Yes, do it. No, it is good. You'll like it.
Okay, you guys, this is a good holiday recipe to keep in your back pocket. Also, something you could make ahead if you wanted, and then
Yeah,
maybe warm up
absolutely.
a little bit if you wanted to serve it a la mode.
Yep.
And fucking, why not? Make something good with a cake
Make a bunch
mix
of
and an
them. You can
apple.
freeze them and reheat them.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
look at you making fucking smart decisions
Now
over
look at
there.
that. Once in a while, I got them.
All right, you guys, we love you. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, if nothing else catastrophic happens in our lifetime, which we're millennials, so God
It's
knows that
gonna.
it's
So it's fine. We're
unpredictable.
used to it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, man. Fucking hey, man. Everything in our lives is catastrophic and it happens every fucking few years. I am so tired.
Yeah, I'm tired of this bullshit.
All right, guys, we love you. Take care. We'll be back soon. Oh, and don't forget to leave us a 5-star review because why not? Fuck else you're doing.
Right. Listen to
You're
a
already on your
podcast.
phone.
It's right there. Just touch it.
That's what Eric tells all his dates.
Well,
All right, y'all. We'll see you next
okay.
time. Take
Bye.
care. Bye.